Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the reading rush. It is Thursday morning. I have days 1 through 3 reading vlog going up this morning, which is very exciting. I was not originally planning to do that, to split the vlogs into 2 parts, but it's kind of nice to have that part going up this morning, and then I can start fresh for days 4 through 7. So that's the good news. The bad news is that I did not do any reading last night. I'm still on page 122 of The Hate You Give. I was hoping that maybe I could finish that last night, but that didn't happen. So now I'm hoping that maybe I can finish it tonight so that tomorrow, Friday, I can start hopefully my 3rd and final book of the reading rush. But we will see how that all pans out. I wanted to check in and say good morning for this day number 4. And I will be back with an update once I have it, probably after work. Hey friends, I just went to Target, as you saw, all masked up. I needed groceries and, regular household items, as you do. They're setting up for the school supplies season, which is very exciting. I don't know about you guys, but I always loved going school supply shopping when I was in school, so seeing the displays start to get put up still makes me excited, even though obviously no one really knows what school is really gonna look like this fall, which is kind of a weird time to be in school, but I guess I don't have to worry about that because I'm not in school anymore. Also, I did a little pan through of the diapers to remind myself to talk to you guys about diapers, which is random, but this is actually the first time that I have had to buy diapers, and I have a 7-month-old daughter, and I just thought I would throw this out there to any future parents-to-be, anyone you know who is having a baby or anything. I cannot recommend highly enough having a diaper party. Maybe in addition to a baby shower, or instead of a baby shower even. A diaper party, the way we did it was we just had like a normal party at our house before the baby was born, and we tied it into like a Halloween party. But basically just have a party, say that you will provide the drinks and the food and everything at the party, and just ask your guests to bring a box of diapers, and you will be stocked for months. Like I said, my daughter is 7 months old, and this is the first time I've had to buy diapers. So that really paid off. Highly recommend doing that. I also, when I was in the store, had to take a little stroll through the book aisle. Every single time I go to Target, I walk through the books, even though I know what's there. I know what's gonna be waiting for me, what's gonna be staring me down, asking me to buy it. This time, I walked out with 3 of them, which is more than I usually buy. I usually have pretty good self-control, but I'm gonna be honest, the vlog made me do it. I couldn't walk out of there without having something to show for it, especially if I was gonna do a little pan through of the aisle. So I've got 3 books to show you that I purchased. So the first one is One to Watch by Kate Stamen London. This is a book that I have seen floating a little bit around BookTube. It's a relatively new release. This is about this main character, I don't even know her name, B, it looks like, who it sounds like is chosen to be like a bachelorette type reality TV star, even though she's a plus size woman. And typically, you know, the stars of shows like that are all thin, and she is plus size, then I guess stuff is going to happen. I'm assuming there's a romance in there. I love The Bachelor, Bachelorette. It is definitely my guilty pleasure, so I'm excited to read kind of this twist on that. I also picked up My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This is a hard-hitting contemporary book. I think it has to do with like an age gap romance, and specifically the grooming that goes on when, I think it's a teacher maybe, that seduces like one of his students, or some older man seduces a younger girl, and kind of discusses that dynamic. I hear that it's very hard to read, but very well written, and if you can get through it, it's very, maybe not enjoyable, but worth a read. And then the last book that I picked up was a total impulse buy, a total cover buy, and that is Deacon King Kong by James McBride. And I'll be honest, I had never heard of this before seeing it on the shelves. I've never seen it on BookTube or anything, but I looked it up on Goodreads. I looked up the author. It is a Black author, and this seems to be a historical fiction book about this old man who goes to, I thought it was a church for some reason, but goes to this neighborhood in Brooklyn, pulls out a gun and shoots someone, and I think this deals with the aftermath of that. So again, extremely hard-hitting, maybe not my typical read, although I do enjoy historical fiction. I don't read a ton of it, and this just jumped out at me as a book that I should buy and I should read, and so I'm excited to read it. It has really good ratings on Goodreads so far. It was a 2020 release. I just haven't seen it talked about anywhere, so I figured I might as well pick it up and read it and be the one to talk about it and hopefully rave about it, and hopefully it's a really good story. So that's it. I'm gonna go home now. I have to get some reading done tonight. I haven't I haven't done any reading today or last night or yesterday at all, so I got to get back on track, so I plan to do that right now. Happy Friday, happy day 5 of the reading rush. Last night, as you saw, was spent a lot of time with Miss Carissa Baby here, and I did get some reading in. I did not quite finish The Hate U Give, but I am within, I think, 90 pages, so that should be a pretty quick finish tonight. Also today, I will be doing my The First Book You Touch challenge, finding that book, because after The Hate U Give, that will be the last challenge that I have yet to fulfill for the readathon. So that will be very exciting. Also this morning, I, along with most of the world, have been streaming Taylor Swift's new album, which is so exciting. Don't worry if you're not a fan, I'm only going to talk about it for like 2 seconds. I haven't made it through the whole album yet, but I am loving the vibes so far. It is very calm and not annoying. If you're not a Taylor Swift fan, maybe still recommend giving it a try if you are a fan of the more acoustic, low-key type songs, a lot more singer-songwriter and a lot less poppy. So I'm really enjoying that, and I'm excited to give the rest of it a listen. It actually reminds me a lot of Vanessa Carlton's music. She's the singer of 1,000 Miles and White Houses are her 2 most popular songs, but she has that very similar kind of whimsical, folky sort of sound. So yeah, we're having a good morning so far. About to take her to my mom's as usual so that I can have a good Friday work day, and then it should be a good weekend of lots of reading. All right, and now that I have been consistently listening to the album all morning as I work, probably 5 times through, I've got my top 5 favorites. So they are Mad Woman, Invisible String, 7, The One, and Betty. But the whole album is an absolute masterpiece. I will say again, even if you're not a Taylor Swift fan, if you have not liked any of her music in the past, this is very different. It's very, very good. So highly recommend I'm done talking about it now, so don't worry. So it is just about 1 p.m. and I am checking in. I'm about to take a late lunch break from work because I am about to join Sydney at Sid Bookworm. She's gonna be running some reading sprints for the Reading Rush just on her channel, and I want to hang out. I want to join her. So I'm gonna do that. So I've got the Hate You Give all ready to hopefully get a big chunk out of here in this reading, with these reading sprints. I think it'll be really fun to get to talk to her a little bit and read some more and maybe get a little bit further into the book before the end of the workday. It would be really fun, really exciting. So we'll see how far I can get in like an hour or so, however long I hang out. I'll try to do a little time lapse of it so you can see as I do it, but I'm really excited. I'm gonna get back to work for a little bit. Sprints are still going. I'll probably leave them on for a little bit. I got about 35 pages more into the Hate You Give. So that's really, really good. That's more than I was expecting to get done during the workday. So I have, let's see, like 70 pages left of the whole book. So that makes it even more likely that I'll finish it really soon this afternoon after work. So I'm really excited about that. So this was a really fun little Friday pick me up. I'll probably leave the sprints and the live stream on as I get back to work just to have it on as noise. But yeah, I'm gonna put the book aside for right now and finish my workday. Okay, work is done. Baby's taking a nap and I have like 60 pages left of this. I don't know what math I was doing earlier, but I'm really close to being done. So I'm going to try and knock this out right now. I have finished the Hate You Give book and it was amazing. It was different enough from the movie that I think it was still worth reading, which is great. And I think vice versa, if you've read the book, that the movie is also worth seeing because it does change some things. In some parts, I think it's for the better. So I think the movie was really well done. And of course, the book that it's based on was incredible. So I'm really, really glad to have read this. This checks off 3 more challenges for me. It checks off the color of your birthstone. And I'm saying it fits because the spine is red and I was born in January, which is garnet, which is like a red color. It fits for the movie adaptation one, to read a book for a movie adaptation you've already seen. And then it also fits for the challenge of reading a book in a genre you want to read more of or something like that. And this is hard-hitting YA contemporary, which is something that I would like to get more into because I think that there are definitely some very important YA books out there. So that is really awesome to have that done. It's pretty early in the evening. I'm thinking the next thing I'll do is try to pick my book for the first book you touch. So I will be back when I have figured out exactly how I'm gonna do that. Okay, I think I have a plan for this part. I am going to need the help of my little assistant here. So I have 3 library books that I'm interested in reading as soon as possible. And I think I'm gonna lay them out in front of Miss Babe here and see which one she touches first. And then I will read that one. So the options, we've got 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson, a mystery thriller that I'm very intrigued to read. We've got Be Not Far From Me by Mindy McGinnis. This is a survival type YA contemporary. Mindy McGinnis is one of my favorite authors based on the few books of hers that I've read. And then lastly, we've got The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. And this is the author of Station 11. I did not love Station 11, but I want to give her one more try before I write her off as an author that doesn't work for me. So those are the 3 books that little Chris Babe is going to be choosing from. So I will flip you around and show you that process. All right, we will see if this works. Do you want one of the books, Babe? Go get them. Go get one of them. Yeah, come on. Come on. What do you think? You're just gonna laugh at me? You're not gonna crawl? Go get him. What do you think? Come on. Oh yeah, 8 perfect murders. Was that slightly cheating because it's the one right in front of her? Maybe, but I'm excited about it. Good job, babe. Good morning, happy Saturday, happy day 6 of the reading rush. I have little babe here with me. We're sitting on the floor of my closet as I get dressed. Yesterday, I don't know if I filled you in, but I got a little over 100 pages into 8 Perfect Murders, which was a really great start. That book is pretty short. It's only like 250 or 275 pages long. So I'm a really good chunk of the way into that. So I'm really happy about that. And it's been fun to read that because I've kind of been craving a thriller after so many contemporaries, hard-hitting contemporaries. So the goal today is definitely to finish 8 Perfect Murders, which shouldn't be too difficult, as well as I will be starting You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I have the physical copy. I'll grab that in a little bit when I'm reading it physically. I think I'm going to start the audiobook because it's on Scribd. And I think, are going to go for a walk here this morning before it gets too hot out. And I'm going to start listening to the audiobook on the walk. And I am buddy reading that book with my really good friend Sam from Sam Says. His channel is so much fun to watch. If you are not already subscribed, I will link it below. He's hilarious, much more funny than I am. But we're buddy reading that together, and so I have to get started on it as soon as I can. So that is the plan. What do you think, babe? I think she's ready to go on a walk, so we will go ahead and do that. Midday update. I am 105 pages into You Should See Me in a Crown. I'm enjoying it so far. It is a YA contemporary story about this girl, I forget what her name even is, Liz, and she's black, she's pretty unpopular, and she is wanting to run to become prom queen of her school because being prom queen, the winner of prom king and queen gets scholarships, and she is headed off to college next year, and she wants to go to her college of choice, and the only way she's going to be able to do that is if she gets a scholarship. And so that's what she's trying to do. And like I said, she's not in the popular crowd, so her group of friends is kind of trying to give her, makeovers and get her popular to win that prom queen title. So it's very like stereotypical YA in that regard, in that you're leading up to prom and main characters trying to be prom queen, but it's different in that it's bringing up a lot of important conversations as far as even like the gender stereotypes that are put on to students running for prom queen and king. Obviously that's implying that one male and one female will win, not taking into regard same-sex couples or people who don't necessarily identify with one gender or the other. So it's having those very interesting conversations, and I'm interested to see how those develop further. Also, we obviously have the racial conversations because Liz is one of the few Black students at this school. And so all of those things together are making it a very compelling read. It's going by very fast. So far, I have read it all via audiobook, but I am planning on picking up for the rest. I'm probably like a third of the way through for the rest of the book. I'm planning on reading it physically, but I'm gonna save that for a little bit later. And I've been actually itching to rearrange my bookshelves for a while. Let me take you over there. So you may have seen in the bookshelf office tour on my channel, I have a black and white shelf up there, and then I have a rainbow shelf down here. And my rainbow shelf is at full capacity, and I actually have some books like up there and over here that need to go up there. And so I am going to rearrange it, I think, to be 2 rainbow shelves and just have the black and whites on both sides. So I'm thinking if I can get this done, I just laid my baby down for a nap, and I would really love to be able to get this done while she's napping. So I think I'll set up a little time-lapse situation, and you can watch me do my bookshelf reorganization. It shouldn't take too long since it's only 2 shelves and they're already in rainbow order. I just need to split them up and re-put them on their shelves. So that is what I'm going to do, and I probably, while I'm doing that, will put on the audiobook of, I'm gonna go back to 8 Perfect Murders because I want to finish both of those books by tomorrow. So I'm gonna go back to that one, do some reorganization. See you there. There we go, bookshelves all reorganized, and now I have lots of room for more books. Good morning, guys. Happy Sunday. Happy day 7, the final day of the reading rush. I am very excited to get this last day in. I'm optimistic about finishing strong and finishing the 2 books I started yesterday. I'm really happy with where this readathon is going. So to update you, yesterday I did a good amount of reading. I got, let's see, I am on page 199 of You Should See Me in a Crown. And there are like 330 pages in this book, so I have like 130 pages left to go. This is really good so far. It's really cute. The romance aspect is picking up, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. And then in 8 Perfect Murders, I'm on page 155 out of like 265. So I have about 110 pages left in this book. So that is only about 240 pages in total to read today. Definitely doable, especially because I have both of these books as audiobook options. So if I end up, going for more walks with my baby or being outside or whatever, I can listen to the books if I need to. But I'm gonna start right now reading them physically. I have some time while baby's down for her first nap, and so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna get straight to reading so that I can hopefully come back with an update once I've finished the books. I can wrap up the reading rush, get started editing this vlog, and hopefully have this ready too to go up tomorrow after the reading rush is done. So yeah, hopefully gonna be a really good Sunday, and I'm really excited to finish these books. We are making good progress, you guys. It's about 11 o'clock and I have just finished You Should See Me in a Crown. And this was so cute, you guys. It's a very stereotypical YA book in that it's, you know, leading up to prom, and our main character is dealing with the mean girls in her class and things like that. But I think the added diversity of this main character racially and sexually makes it still an important story to be told, and I can really appreciate that. I think I'm gonna land on giving it 4 stars. It was really fun to read. It was so quick to get through, and I really enjoyed some of the aspects that had to do with our main character trying to get onto prom court, just because of the way this specific school does it. I don't know of any other schools in real life that do it this way, but it kind of incorporated them having to do some extra like community service events and some things to make it more than just popularity. And I think that made for a better plot, because it wasn't just about this main character, you know, trying to you know, getting a makeover and trying to get in with the popular crowd and things like that. It was more about her as a complete person. And I really appreciated that. I think that the ending was so wholesome. The book in general was just so wholesome, and so it was a really enjoyable reading experience. I'm really excited for Sam to finish it. He's almost done, so that we can discuss it together. But yeah, I'm super happy to have kind of thrown this in as a bonus book for my reading rush. It doesn't technically fulfill any challenges, or I hadn't planned for it to fulfill any challenges, so it really is just a bonus book. And I now am going to get to the rest of 8 Perfect Murders, because that will fulfill my 7th and final challenge for this readathon. So I'm super excited to get to that. So I'm gonna get back to reading while my baby is sleeping in her second nap. All right, guys, good news. We have completed the reading rush. So I just finished my 4th and final read. I don't need the bookmark anymore. 4th and final read of this week. Finished 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. This is a mystery about this man who works in a bookstore, and he had created a blog post talking about his 8 favorite most perfect murders in other books. And a detective comes to him when she thinks that someone is recreating the murders off of his list, and basically asking if he knows any more information or if he can kind of help them solve the case. And of course, he's kind of a suspect in that investigation too, since he originally wrote the list. I ended up rating it 3 stars. I enjoyed my time reading it. It's a very short book. It's under 300 pages. It still kind of felt like it was dragging a little bit to me. I think that since it focuses so much on classic mystery novels, it takes on that kind of slow, ominous, classic mystery sort of tone. And that's not my favorite type of thriller. I like fast-paced, twisty-turny type thrillers, and this just wasn't quite that. So I imagine that if people are fans of those old classic murder mysteries, this would really, really be a good book for them to read, because it talks about, you know, some of the most classic reveals. It does spoil the books that it talks about, so I would refer you to a different list that names all of the books in this book. I personally wasn't interested in reading any of those books, so I didn't care that I was spoiled. But if you didn't know that going in and you wanted to read, for example, the ABC Murders or whatever it's called by Agatha Christie, is one of the big ones talked about, and it totally spoils it. So fair warning there. But yeah, so that was the 4th and final book. I wanted to go ahead and wrap up again all of the books that I read for all of the challenges. High level my thoughts on all of them, and then close out this vlog so I can start editing and get this video up. So again, challenge number 1 was to read a book with a cover that matches the color of your birthstone, and for that I went with The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, YA contemporary that has to do with the racial injustice happening in our country, in the United States, and this one teenage girl's experiencing that when one of her friends is shot by a policeman. And I ended up rating this 5 stars. Let's see, challenge number 2, read a book that starts with the word The Hate U Give also fulfilled that, as did The Black Flamingo, which I'll talk about in a second. Challenge number 3, read a book that inspired a movie you've already seen. So in my first vlog, I watched the movie of The Hate U Give, which was also fantastic. Highly recommend the movie as well as the book if you've seen one but not read the book, or if you've read the book but not seen the movie, you know what I'm saying. If you've done one and not the other, I do recommend doing both. I think they're both different enough that they're both impactful, but they're similar enough that it takes all the most important parts. So movie really well done. Let's see, challenge number 4, read the first book you touched. So I had this little one, Krista Baby, do that for me earlier in this vlog. She picked 8 Perfect Murders and I was really happy about that. Good pick, baby. Yeah. Challenge number 5, read a book completely outside of your house. So for that, I did complete The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. This is a fictional book about this boy who is, we follow him from the time he's a young child into his time at university as he's figuring out his sexual and gender identities, as well as being a Black queer man. This was really great. I ended up giving it 4 stars. And then challenge number 6, read a book in a genre you've always wanted to read more of. So I'm going to change slightly what originally I picked and say that You Should See Me in a Crown fulfills that challenge because I have and will continue to keep wanting to read queer contemporary stories, both YA and adult, as well as, of course, diverse Black stories. I would like to continue reading those, so that works for that. And then challenge number 7, read a book that takes place on a different continent than where you live. The Black Flamingo took place in the UK and I live in America. So that is all 7 challenges checked off. I feel really, really good about all of the reading that I got done this week. Adding up all of the pages there, I read over 1,000 pages and I had a lot of fun vlogging as well. So I think that is all that I have. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video, start editing. I'd like to get this video up as soon as possible. I've loved watching other people's Reading Rush vlogs. If you participated in the Reading Rush and you vlogged daily vlogs or a weekly vlog or however you did it, please let me know and leave a link below if you want, because I would love to continue to watch that content. But otherwise, are you ready to get out of here? Otherwise, that is all I have. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.